Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices, and starting with the DAX on the daily chart here. As you may know, we're looking for a triangle pattern from intermediate wave 3 all the way over to intermediate wave 4 here, and the triangle pattern is a 5-wave structure of 1 degree smaller of A, B, C, D and E, each wave within that being 3 waves each. So for wave D here, we're looking for an A wave, a B wave and a C wave. Let's go into the 4-hour chart and track that pattern. So in this instance here, we're looking at an A and a B and a C wave here. You could also count this up for 5 waves here as well. You could also even have this A wave here sitting over here, but it doesn't matter at this particular junction because we're past that and we've got this reference low here. So this from wave A here to wave B here, we've been looking at an A wave here, an A and a B and a C here for the B wave, and then down for the C wave. This could actually move lower through here into the 61.8% because it hasn't pulled back into that particular space yet. Okay, so let's just go in and have a little look at more detail, but just while we're here, once that, and we'll get some strategies within here, but once this is completed here, we'll look for 5 waves up in the C wave, and then we'll look for 3 waves down in wave E or 4 here. So this B wave has become a little bit complicated here, and we have a bit of a spike in here as well. So on the hourly chart here, we've looked wave A here, and going down to wave B here. So wave A, then A and a B and a C here, and it's possible to have this wave C in here, but it doesn't really account for this. Here we could put that wave B here, but the little move up through here is actually in 3 waves here, so it makes it a little bit complicated. So with this one here, it's possible for it to move lower here in terms of from wave B to wave C here as wave 1, wave 2, and then going down for wave 3, 4 and 5 here. It's also possible to have all of this in a triangle pattern, so I'm just going to go to the tick chart to explain that. I'll just have to bring in more data here for a second. So from the top of wave A here, we would have an A and a B and a C for wave A, and then from wave A here we've got 3 waves up for B, down for C here, up for D and down for E here. Wave B. So it's possible that I'm going to have to leave this one with you, but it's possible for this market to push up from this current low here. So if you're going to do that, then you just take these highs out here and keep the stop here. So in buying strength into this market. In the bigger picture, if you're a longer term trader, then we really need, I know it seems a long way away from here, we need this here as support here. Because it hasn't reached its 61.8% mark here, and we're in this space here, then 12,300 would certainly be a catalyst for the next leg up. So it's possible that we've got this as a little, this whole B wave here as a triangle, because triangles only occur in waves 4 and waves B. So I think we could have that low in here, but I just don't know that just yet. So let's just see if this moves into strength, then build your way in here, or use the sub levels in here from 200 to 300. So on top of group 1 there, if you get a nice support on the DAX opening at 12,230, then move into that, and then also look to add on top of the midpoint, which is 12,250. Expect profit taking to come in within group 2, so group 2 65, 72 and 80 within here. But like I said, support on top of this here would certainly be a catalyst for this to move to the upside here. We'll give this some more thought during the day and check our charts before the European opening. So the next market is the Netherlands here, and we're looking at this with its B wave here as well. In this case here, because of the drop here, it's a bit more simple. So we've got from wave C here, or this wave C, we've got up for the A wave here, and then an A and a B and a C wave down here for this wave C here. I think that there's still, if I go into the hourly chart, we'll just check this B to C out here, which should have 5 waves in it. I don't think we're quite there just yet. But looking at all this here, once this does, we're at the 61.8% here now, so we won't expect it to go too much lower. The other point is once it is completed, then we've got 5 waves up here for wave C of D here at its 61.8% mark here. And then we'll be looking back down here for an A and a B and a C for wave E in this particular space. So just going into the hourly chart here. So let's bring this into perspective here. So this move up through here is only it doesn't count very well as a 5th wave, so I've got to leave it as an A wave here, an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave here, and then counting this down here. So it just doesn't seem quite finished. Just let me check the cash. So this is the move down on the cash market, the physical market. So here I can see that, well, we've got this strong move in through here. So this is a 3rd wave in here. So these will be a series of 1s and 2s in here. Strong 3rd wave, series of 3s and 4s. So all of this is just one wave here. And then we've got the correction here. And then we've got 1 and 2 here. And, well, 1 and 2 and a 3rd wave. So it seems like it needs to come down a bit further here for this. It looks like we've just got 3 waves here. So that's why I'm thinking in here we've only got 3 waves in here, so we need that 4th wave and we need the 5th wave, so possibly a bounce down into the 540 before this is completed here for this market. And the UK market's much the same as well. I've counted slightly different in that I've been counting, this is a 1 hour chart for the FTSE, so I've counted this up here as 1 and 2 here, and I've counted this up as 3 here. I was looking for 4 here as an ABC pattern here for wave 4, and but I can see obviously the move down through here is quite swift here, so we can look at this as an A and a B and a C here for wave 4, but in a nutshell, if we brought it in line with the other markets, then we would look at this and it wouldn't be much difference here as well, but we'll just bring this in here and a B wave to here and a C wave up to here, but it wouldn't have made much difference anyway, because we'd still, once this is completed, we'd still see this move up through here. We had long trades in here, we took part profit in here if you remember, and we've been stopped out here. Okay, so I don't need that red one there at the moment. So typically we'll go long here. It does, in this case, it does seem to have 5 waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can kind of see a nice strong 3rd wave here, and then that would obviously be the 4th and the 5th wave here. So we can have this as a low in here. So if you wanted to go long here, then you would wait for the first little 5 waves up, wait for the pullback in here. Once you got a pullback, then you can go in long from that point there. So I'll just put that there. And it makes a nice A, B and C pattern here, which can be the B wave if we line it up with the other markets. And in that case here, we would take that low here, that high here, and the 61.8% is here. So normally the wave 4 would pull back 40% here, and the B wave would pull back 61.8%. So it's pulled back 50%. So we're in a rock and a hard place here. So it could be either of these counts, but I'll put both of them there because we're using the B wave in the other mark in the DAX there. So we'll just toy with this for the time being. I mean, if there is another move down through here, then I'll be closer to this B wave here. So look for that 73.50 area there for that support. Okay, where are we? Over to Italy, and I don't have a clear pathway for this market here as well. Let me find it. Here we go. So, yesterday or last time we were talking, 2 days ago, we were looking at we had this little move up here, so I figured that we had a little A, B, and C move up to here into this box here, and we went long up into here. The idea was to go long up into 21 here. Didn't quite get up there, but because we haven't quite gotten up there just yet, and you see how this is on quite an angle here, so it's quite possible that we just get a larger ABC pattern here as such. So that's why I'm thinking if the market does move up here, we can go long above here or long above the 72 there, the 20,720 here, and we can move up into this box area here for this. Yeah, I still don't understand the bigger picture here. It's just not clear. There's two possible counts, but those two possible counts that I look at, they've both got one inconsistency in each of them. So I don't know which one is which. So in this case here, I mean, we can actually have a low in here, but the problem with that is I don't have 5 waves up here. I only have 3 waves up here. So because we've got 5 waves here, and we've got a small 3 waves here, 3 waves now, because this has moved back down and overlapped this structure here. Not that that's a big deal. I mean, if it broke the low here, then it would confirm it as an ABC correction. So with 5 waves here, let's just see if we get this move up in this space here first. If we get that there, then I'll have a look at it. I mean, if we get support on top of this area here, then we can go long from that point. But otherwise, we'll need to be looking to go lower from here. Okay. Just one small thing in here. If I take, oops, it's not quite accurate. This on here to this high here. I'm just thinking at what point do we look to become bearish? So this is a 61.8% mark here. I'll just remove that. So we could say if the 20,500 became the retested resistance, then we could go short from here. But any move down here, as I probably would have may have mentioned before, if any move would get a bounce off here anyway, then the market would come through here and then come back and retest it. And it's that reference point low there that you would short if that moved in from that point there. So just be mindful of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, I'm just not a big help in this instance here, because we know that we've got some those 2 inconsistencies in the big account. So I've just got to stay with what I can understand here, and there'll be some points that I do understand and some points that I don't understand. So perhaps use your indicators and the trading levels, and keep an eye on what's happening with the DAX. If that DAX that I pointed out had that triangle pattern in it, well, then this one here will be moving up higher. Alrighty, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Enjoy the weekend.